thinks that I'm live. Well, here's a little background while I have light. I've been in the limousine industry for 20 years. Over half of that time in Los Angeles, Hollywood. And then the banks cut the legs out from under everybody in '09, give or take. And I hung on until 2014 and moved back to Ohio. But my pretty countryside was gone. It'd been paved down the middle. Anyway, so I managed to rebuild my life and my car service. And I started making some money. And then these quislings, these traitorous people, brought in millions of people. Well, first they pulled COVID on us. The moment I say that, nobody's going to see this video. They pulled the jab on us. I didn't get the jab. They pulled that bullshit on us. And that wiped out my business again because everybody stopped traveling. And I had just started a bed and breakfast down near Ohio University in Athens. And it was going like gangbusters. I was making money. And of course here they've got construction. So everything went away. I had a month's worth of rent in my pocket left. I ended up back in Columbus, Ohio at a flea bag hotel. And I fought with the SBA for 2 years to get $5,000 here and $5,000 there just to pay the bills and not end up living in my car or lose my car. So I ended up maxing out all my credit cards again. What is this fucking guy doing? So, do not pull onto it and ride right next to me, you piece of shit. Get the fuck away from me. I'm on, it's not a highway, it's Route 23 in Ohio, which is south of Columbus, goes down the middle of nowhere. Why am I in the middle of nowhere? Well, I'll get to that. So these idiots that own everything fucked me and millions of others. And they gave billions of dollars to companies that didn't need the money. And I gotta get out of this lane. So basically I got screwed. Then I come to find out that these Mexicans in San Francisco, they had stolen my American Express account like 10 or 15 years ago. And the government did nothing about it. California, they didn't care. Banks didn't care. American Express didn't give a shit. So I'm like, all right, fine. Then it turns out here in 2020, I guess, I look at because I got like $5,000 here and $5,000 there. And I'm looking for my company name, Luke and Limousine. And I'm going to see, they're going to start demanding the money back. I don't know. And I look and it says $300,000 for one loan or grant and $200,000 for another. I'm like, whoa. I didn't get $500,000. I didn't get $500,000. If I had, I wouldn't be where I am now. Then I look into it and it says, it gives you the address of the company and all that. It's the same fucking Mexicans out in California and San Francisco stole my company name and my social security once again and got away with it. I report all this to the government and they did nothing. You know, we investigate this. I'm talking to their attorneys. I sent them all the paperwork, everything from online, you could have hung these guys with the evidence that I had. Nothing. I talked to and this is another, at the same fucking time, there were 2 or 3 senators and congressmen from Central Ohio who just decided to retire, probably because they were, they saw the writing on the wall. So they went off and got their millions. And then they replaced them with some other jackass, one of which was J.D. Vance. So I'm contacting every one of these cocksuckers because they're supposed to be representing me. And I'm telling them, hey, I'm getting fucked here. These Mexicans stole $500,000 from we the people. And nothing's happening. Oh, Mr. Lucan, we'll look into that. Nothing. They all blew me off. Boilerplate letters saying, hey, you know what? Fuck you. And fuck you, J.D. Vance, as well, you cunt. So nothing. And then they come after me for the 5 or 10 grand that I did manage to get fighting with the SBA for 2 years. That son of a bitch, Biden, promised us right there, lying through his teeth, saying, we're going to make sure you get 2 years worth of working capital. You small businesses that got destroyed. Never happened. I should have got 100,000, 200,000 easily. Nothing. Fucking Mexicans got it. So I'm not a happy camper. So I get wiped out again. And then slowly I'm rebuilding my I buy a motor, not a motor home, but a travel trailer. A nice one, comfortable. Because I'm like, I can't pay somebody $2,000 a month for rent. I got almost no money coming in. I managed to get a few customers because I'm good at what I do. I got like a major league soccer team in Columbus that were a client, but they kept dicking me. These billion-dollar corporations asking me for a fucking discount. All right? Here's your fucking discount. And there's no loyalty. I'm driving millionaire here and a millionaire there and no fucking loyalty. So I'm still driving the same fucking beater car, this Cadillac. And in the meantime, like 2016 to 2018, before I went south and tried to open a bed and breakfast, I was driving for Uber and Lyft. And they both fucked me, because that's what they do. 95% of it's more like 98% of their drivers don't last a year. Because they're hiring all these illegals. So then there's COVID, Then there's the creative, death rate. And everything goes away again. And I'm like, fuck, okay. After that, I'm rebuilding the service again, from scratch. I get to the point where I can buy I can buy an SUV and the travel trailer to live in so that I can do more work with the SUV. And I'm rebuilding the business, but by this time, I've maxed out all my credit cards again. So I'm living, I'm making minimum payments and just staying a pussy hair above water. So just this past month, The first time in 20 years I was overdrawn at the bank. Just like 2 months ago. Then I had a heart attack. I'm like, all right, great. So I'm still struggling. And the credit cards are, they're maxed. They're run by a bunch of the, goblin tribe, goblins. So they're hitting me for 20%, 20%, 29%. So you can never get out. You can never pay them off without a major loan. So I've been with Chase Bank since the beginning, since like 2007 or 5, even before that. And I'll go to them and I'm like, you know what? I qualify for a line of credit. Should be $100,000 according to the formula. I apply. You can't talk to a human being. Never. It goes to the computer, and the computer spits out 10 grand. Here, take it or leave it. There's 10 grand at 14%. You motherfuckers. And that's gone in no time. Couple of 3 months. Gone. So I'm paying that off. Then Citibank, which I've got like 3 different fucking cards, and American Express, they come to me, or they don't come to me, they send me a message. They say, you're such a good client. You're such a sucker. You keep paying on time. We're going to double your limit. You now have 18 grand on this card, and you've got 20 grand on that card. Great. That saves my bacon. I'm still going to go into debt, but I can still cover my fucking bills. Because the phone ain't ringing. And I'm wondering why the phone ain't ringing. I got a presence online, stellar reviews on Google and on Yelp, and word of mouth. I've driven thousands. And then the phone city says, "Hi, personal loan, get you out of this hole. Give me the personal loan. I need about 50 to 100 grand to get my business rocking and rolling again. Get into a goddamn new car." I'm so pissed off. I hope this is still playing. Nobody's watching because I've mentioned a couple of things. So it says I'm still online. So, City, you never talk to a human being. It's a computer again. They go, we're going to give you 12 grand. Maybe 12 grand, maybe. I'm like, you got to be. All right, maybe it was 14. I'm like, you know what? I'm desperate. Give it to me at however much it was, 18% or something. Outrageous. We're really, we like you, Mr. Lucan. That's why we're going to keep burying you and fucking you in the ass. So a couple of months go by, I'm covering the bills. Then I get a notice from both Citibank and from, it's almost like they got it timed. Citibank and American Express. American Express says, you're not using your credit. You're either using your credit card or you're not using your credit card. So we want 2 grand right now because you're up to 9 grand of you've got half of that 18 grand credit. We want 2 grand right now, or we're gonna fuck you in the ass again. I'm like, you gotta be shit. You can't talk to a human. The computer just says. So they take away the 9 or 10 grand from me, which destroys my credit. Suddenly that credit is gone, and they're like, you motherfucking goblins. Then I got a notice from Citibank saying the same thing. You didn't use your card enough. We're gonna take away half of that what we just gave you. Which, boom, hits you in your credit asshole again. Fuck you. They just set me up like a bowling pin. Absolutely fucked me. So now I'm paying both of those. I'm paying the fucking personal loan, which is like $450 something, $460 a month. And the American Express, now it's like $300 and something a month. And all the other cards are, 20, 25, 30%. Get past me, you motherfucker. Big ass fucking cards. And I didn't do it. I don't know how I did it. Then I have the heart attack. And the phone stops ringing. Okay, great. It keeps disconnecting. I don't know if I'm live or not. I'm in the middle of Nowheresville out here, south of Circleville, Ohio. I'm getting this. It's even better. And like I said, for the first time in years, I was overdrawn at the bank, but I covered it. And then I realized, I look at Google. Why isn't the phone ringing? Well, Google has basically disconnected me because I changed the address. And once again, you can't talk to a human being to get re-verified, Oh, great. So I look on Google. I used to be on like the first page. There are only a handful. You could count the number of limousine services in Columbus, Ohio on one hand, literally on one hand. And I'm looking, why am I, nobody's calling? I look on there. I'm not on the first page. I'm not on the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Like 7 pages down of listings. 40 new car service listings on Google. 40! And they're all like Ethiopian this and Congo that and fucking, Colombian this. It's all these motherfuckers that they brought into the country, gave them the money that they promised me, just gave it to them. They don't have to pay it back. Gave them all SNAP benefit, food stamp cards with thousands of dollars on it. I had to go begging. Oh, and then recently, even though I voted for these cocksuckers in the White House 3 fucking times, they turned around and they fucked me. My benefits got cut. And I'm a citizen. And I'm pushing 70 years old. And they fucking dicked me. They fucked me in the ass. Again. So I got all these fucking illegals out there driving, claiming that they're, they don't have any goddamn license. They don't have insurance. They're switching registrations back and forth. They wreck a car and they just jump in another one. That's how it works, folks. Somebody's actually watching. I can't read because I'm driving. But I'm getting to the point. And there's a lot of points. So I just get dicked again. I'm getting fucked in the ass by a few thousand fucking illegals in Central Ohio. Years ago, they brought in Somalians. They tried to do the same thing to Columbus, Ohio, that they did to Milwaukee, or not Wisconsin, fucking Minnesota. you might as well be in Africa. This country has been destroyed from within. And people are so stupid. Hey, that's racist. Well, okay, you're stupid. You know what? Your kids are going to be fucking treated like shit by these fucking people. Welcome to Sharia law when it happens. You kind of motherfuckers. I got to jump in front of this truck here. So there again, you know, I'm the poster boy for what's going on in the country. So, I just can't believe it. So I'm hanging on by a thread. And then once again, I got my turn coming up. I'm probably going to lose the signal. Because where I live now, I got to get to the point because I know I'm going to lose the signal if I go off of 23 here. But I'm going across country quickly now. So I'm getting fucked. So I gotta go back on Lyft. I got screwed by Uber and Lyft. Lyft, I got hit by an uninsured motorist. And they said, well, there's a $2,500 deductible on their insurance, $2,500. But if you get hit by somebody if you're on a job and you get hit by somebody without insurance, Lyft will cover the deductible. I fought with them for a year, trying to get them to pay for the damage to this Cadillac, and it was over 10 grand because it's a fucking Cadillac. So they screw me on that. They finally cough up the money, but it gets stolen by a body shop in Columbus. Fine Line, okay? They're called Fine Line Body Shop. They're run by criminals too, who are not American. So they fuck me. They send a check to Fine Line and not me. So I'm out, $1,000 there because they changed the bill. So, oh, great, okay. And then what does Lyft do? They kick me off the platform. They say, well, you got a speeding ticket this last year. Goodbye. You motherfuckers. I cost them $2,500. So they figured that, fuck off. This guy, we don't need him. We got a million illegals waiting to get in the fucking car. And Uber did the same thing. Uber is criminal. So just recently, here it is 2025, I signed back up for Lyft. It takes me 2 months to get back onto the thing because you're talking to a computer. And they just keep fucking you. They want this, they want that. And eventually I get through to them and I say, I got this nice Cadillac. I put another engine in it. It's beautiful. It's in perfect condition. They won't let me drive black. They said, well, it's a 2013 and we'll only take 2018. I'm like, you gotta be joking. 28. I said, this thing is in better shape than most 2018s. It's still on the road. No, they won't let me. So I'm like, okay, I'll just do regular Lyft because I can't make my bills. So I go out, and normally I could just a 9-minute airport run with my car service. I can make $90 for a 9-minute drive from Columbus Airport downtown. $90, and people were paying it because they want somebody like me that can speak English and has a nice clean car and isn't a fucking idiot. So I get back on the road with Lyft. God bless them. And I'm driving for 4 or 5 hours and I make less than $100. And that's 4 or 5 hours straight. No breaks, no nothing. Now I'm in the middle of Circleville, looking for Route 22. I'm on it. Downtown Circleville, where the Pumpkin Festival is. So I'm like, all right, that's great, and then they make you jump through hoops to get paid. They got their own system and their own way of paying out. And I'm like, man, I need this money immediately. So you got to apply for what they do is they give you you have to beg for it. They give you a debit card and they keep your money, but they will pay it out immediately if you qualify for this thing. So I'm like, all right. So I jump through hoops and I get that. I get paid immediately, but it goes to their account. It doesn't go to my bank account. When you do that, they charge you a fee to get your money right away. They got you coming and going. So I'm like, all right, give me that fucking $90, that $100. So I'm like, all right, today, I'm like, fuck this. It's Thanksgiving. I got overdrawn at the bank again. And luckily I had a couple $100 that I paid back into my line of credit, which is now maxed again. I put that in the bank, so I got out from under the overdraft. I didn't have to pay the fee. Thanks a lot, Chase Bank, you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. I am the poster boy for getting fucked in the ass. And they don't even have the decency to give me a reach around. I hope I'm still on Route 22. I haven't been watching the street signs. I've been talking. So I go out and drive today. Now I'm getting to the point, and I'll probably lose a signal. I'm getting to the point. So I'm driving today, and I'm here, there, all over town. And I mean all over town. And I'm up to about, $50, $60, 70, 80. Get up to about $90, $100. And I'm ready to quit because I'm not driving at night again. I'm not driving drunks ever again. That's where I got caught up before. And the company will fuck you in a hot second. So I'm like, all right, I get one more call and it says $50. I said, and while you're driving, they don't show you enough on the app to tell what it is. And I'm like, well, it's right here downtown. $50, man. Because it's like there's a boost. 20% here, 30% there, 40% here. And I'm right smack dab in the middle of one of those, So it's like, cool, I'll take another 20 or 30%. As soon as I accept the ride, the bonus disappears. That's how they get you. They get you to drive to areas where they got no cars, which is usually the east side of Columbus, which is the ghetto. Nobody wants to work there. So they fucked me on the bonus. I picked this woman up at the hospital. Get this. She had been shot in the face. And she lives south of Waverly, Ohio, which is an hour and a half away. So I find myself driving an hour and a half away for $50. No bonus. And I end up on some shit heel road. And it's like this, going, dodging deer. I'm like, oh, this can't be fucking happening. But she's nice, and she's telling me a story how some neighbor accidentally shot through the window. And I'm like, all right, that didn't happen. She says she's got 2 toddlers, and she got hit in the face. But the story's really sketchy. Now I'm getting out in the country, and I'm going to lose the signal. Well, I got to finish. So I'm like, oh, God, that's terrible, So I drive her all the way down there, and it's grueling. Just in the dark on a road like this in the hills. Drop her off. Her husband comes out with a PayPal card. They want to give me a tip. I'm like, cool. Yeah. On a 50, they probably got charged $100, but no, it'd be a lot more than that. I don't get 50%. You get like 20% or something from Lyft, maybe even less. So they got probably charged out, 150, who knows how much, 200. And he's telling me He says, yeah, she hasn't seen the baby since they were born. And she told me she had two toddlers standing in the window that almost got shot. And he says, yeah, she hasn't seen the baby since they were born. And I'm thinking, this woman got shot in the face. She ended up in jail. She just got out. They released her from the hospital. And I'm taking her all the way to buttfuck Egypt for $50 fucking dollars. End of story. I can't fucking believe it. Now I gotta look at the map. I'll probably lose you, so that's the way it goes. It says, see, I'm either live or maybe not live. Anyway, anybody who was paying attention to that, unfucking real. My brights, I've replaced the bulb a couple of times. This typical GM Cadillac bullshit. And now my headlights are fucked. You buy some Chinese-made fucking bulb, and it blows. And then, fuck me anyway. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere on a country road. Missed my turn, of course. And there's icy snow coming down. So there's my fucking Thanksgiving. Actually, I was going to spend it with my family, whom I love dearly. But of course, I get a call from somebody for my car service. And it's somebody, some rich person, who wants me to pick up their mother. And lo and behold, in the same town that I'm going to for dinner with my family, out in Newark, Ohio, which is east. I'm like, great. Then she says, oh, this is for Thanksgiving afternoon, noon on Thanksgiving. I'm like, that's when I'm supposed to be at my family's. So, and I can't turn it down, you know. I'll make more on that one run for an hour or a half hour, however it takes, than I did just now, or maybe all day doing Lyft. One run, one person. And I can't get the phone to ring, and there's no loyalty, you know. I had people from Ohio University calling me, you know, and that wasn't much. It was less than $300 one way. I mean, I was cutting people some real slack charges. No other even leave town for that kind of money. LA, you don't get into somebody's car in New York or LA for $300. You know, it's that much just to open the door. So now I'm out in the middle of nowhere again. I seriously doubt if I got a signal, but I'm going to leave this on just in case. Fuck me. What a day. What a year. What a decade. What a fucking life. My life. You can fucking have it. And now I'm having chest pains, my heart again. They say, well, you know, it's a good chance you'll have another heart attack. Oh, wonderful. But we're going to give you these 9-10 different medications that will fuck you up. Don't read the warnings, which I read. Oh, this drug will destroy your liver. This drug will destroy your kidneys. This drug will make you want to off yourself. You will want to unalive yourself with this fucking chemical drug. Thank you. Brought to you by Pfizer. Brought to you by Merck. Brought to you by Johnson & Johnson. Brought to you by the Tiny Hat Goblins. That's what it all comes back to. Yeah, you're a racist. You bet your fucking ass I am, because I know how the world really works. I know who's running it. You know, it doesn't. Kings and presidents don't matter. All right, dictators don't matter. whoever controls the currency, that's who controls the world. And one of the Rothschilds even said that. He said basically, it doesn't matter to me who's running England or America or France or Germany. Doesn't matter. I don't care who makes the laws. He says, I control their currency, so I tell them what to do. And it's been that way for 300 years. 300 fucking years. And now I am the poster boy, because I'm not a tiny hat goblin. I'm the poster boy for being thrown into... Did I lose the road again? Being thrown into debt 3 different times. Oh, car. I'm out in the middle of nowhere. That guy, I just barely missed him. Jesus. I don't need to die out here in the middle of nowhere. Jesus, thank you. It's just unreal. Absolutely unreal. According to this, I'm still on live. I can't believe it. There must be towers around here. Oh, a freshly paved road. How about that? How about that? How about that? Tony Soprano. How about that? Oh, so God. Oh, what a fucking... before, the first couple of times I got maxed out on cards, it was only about 20 grand, then it was 30 grand. Now, I am 75 grand in the hole. Just barely making minimum payments. Just barely paying for the SUV. Just barely paying for the travel trailer that I am living in, which I actually like, because I can just I can destroy my Suburban by towing the trailer. It's actually quite heavy. It's about 9,000 pounds with all my shit in it. 2 pop outs. It's called a Forest River Hemisphere. So look that up. 2015 Forest River Hemisphere with 2 pop outs. And it's really comfortable, and I put solar on it, I put a generator on it. And I'm putting lithium batteries in with the solar and an inverter, so that if shore power isn't available and the generator isn't available, like if I run out of propane, I can run the generator on propane. I'm on the right road. I can switch over to the solar, but it will keep things running for about a day. I did that once before I only had a single battery at the time, and it lasted a couple of days, and I was off, I still had interwebs, I still had, oh man, these people. I am on a shitty road out here in the country again. So, I'm getting to the point, back to the point where I'm somewhat self-sufficient, but trying to make a buck. And the reason I'm in the situation I am and have no retirement or anything is because the business that I was in, I kept getting hammered from 2000 on. When the goblins knocked down a couple towers in New York, and make no mistake, it was the tiny hat goblins, not somebody with a towel on their head. Okay, not some guy in a cave in Afghanistan. He didn't do it. The tiny hats did. The same guys that sank the or attacked the USS Liberty. The same guys that whacked Kennedy. Same guys. It's all coming out. But they want it to. They want us to know. So they can start the last war. So it's the same fucking guys doing that shit to me as everybody else. Oh my God. I keep going in and out of different counties on these. How did I get onto this fucking road? Jesus Christ. So, all I wanted, yeah, I've been wiped out, and going all the way back to the 1990s. When they did that, when they knocked down those towers and destroyed the gig economy, it wiped out the building trade, which I had a courier service, and my clients were all builders, and I was doing really well. And that all just went gone. That was when I moved to California. Oh, I finally got back to the US 22. Jesus Christ, Howard, how do you manage? I don't know. I really do not fucking know. Oh, of course, somebody's going up this way. So, Jesus. Oh. All right, and this is not a major road. This is just a 2-lane road out in the country with traffic on it, believe it or not. So I am in the middle of nowhere in Ohio right now. Oh man, I need a drink. The problem is I start talking, I get that same thing that fucking Bobby Kennedy's got. There's a term for it, a medical term. It's like when you get stressed out, it's some kind of strangulation thing. And when I get really worked up, my throat just closes down on me. And I ran out of coffee. Oh no, there's a splash. That's cold, but that's okay. So anyway, I'm still functioning. I'm pushing 70. I just turned 69. I'm pushing 70. I can't believe it. I got no savings, no retirement, because the business I'm in, or have been in, a couple businesses, the courier thing, that got wiped out, and the limo thing, that got wiped out. The limo thing has been wiped out like 3 times in the past decade. Unreal. Decade and a half. Oh, there's some Christmas lights. Wow. So I'm like, oh man. And each time it's these quislings in government and these guys that own everything. They want to destroy what we've got. They don't need us anymore because technology and medicine are now at the point they probably have life-extending medical treatment, and it's usually oxygen-based. It's as simple as, because I just saw a story about a little girl that was on death's door. I can't remember if she was hurt in an accident or some disease, some terrible disease. And they gave her like no time to live. But at the last minute, some doctor said, let's put her in this hyperbaric chamber. Oxygen-rich environment in a pressurized container. And she got well. So it's like, that is the key. That's the key. And they don't want us to know that shit. That's why stories like that get suppressed. So Where was I? Ay, 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 ay. So here I am, hanging on by the skin of my teeth, working for $100 here and $100 there. And that guy's got his brights on, and he ain't gonna turn them down. Not for anybody or anything. I've used a half a tank of gas already just this afternoon. The amount of driving I have to do for the amount of money is just outrageous. It's just Lyft and Uber are just total scams. Just total scams. That's why they get they wanted to bring in all these illegals to fill out the driver roles, because your average driver, guy like me, I lasted a couple of years. Your average driver only lasts less than a year because they can't take the shit, or they go broke, or they sign up for one of those rip-off rental car things. That's a huge scam. And then, Lyft and Uber, they make billions, and still manage to lose $1 billion or more a year. But they get propped up by companies like, what's the one money house, the same goblins run. It's not Chase. I'm sorry, dude. You didn't flash at me. It ain't Chase. It's it'll come to me too late. But they keep getting bailed out by these guys that have all the money, because they don't even have to print it anymore. They just tell Congress, give us $1 trillion here, give us $5 trillion there, give us. In 2009, 2010, they handed over $27 trillion. $27 trillion. That was when now we're pushing, 40 trillion in the hole? Trillion! That's 40. I keep losing the signal out here. Here comes the snow and the ice. Well, I've complained enough. I'm still breathing. I stopped taking all these drugs that they prescribed me, and I told all these, 6, 7, 8 different doctors, you're not doing this to me anymore. It's a scam. You go and you make an appointment. They look at you. They just look at you. They take your blood pressure, which I can do at home. And they go, oh, your blood pressure's a little low or a little high. That's because of the drugs you were giving me. When I stopped taking that drug you gave me, my blood pressure normalized. So I stopped, all these drugs, man. So I've pared that down. And they give you nitroglycerin, believe it or not. They give you an explosive in a tablet form, little tiny pills. Well, apparently that shocks your system enough that your heart will keep functioning. So I've been taking that sparingly. Oh man, it's snowing. So it's like, I just want to be able to live to see a few more years and watch these guys fail. These guys that are running the world. I want to see them fail. I want to see their reign of terror ending. And on that note, I think they probably blackballed me long ago when I started talking about, the pandemic and shit like that. Oh man, I gotta pee again. Oh, I just passed a gas station. I didn't pass gas, I passed the gas station. Maybe I can hang on till That's another thing when you get old. You can't control your bodily functions. And the ones you really want don't function anymore. The only one that's fun, it doesn't work no more. Oh, I made it to 33. How do you like that? We are almost home. How do you like them apples? Wow. That was a little quicker than I thought, actually. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was grueling. That was grueling. $50 to go, I invested like 4 hours to make $50 and now it's sleet. Oh man, this is ice. There's ice and sleet. Look at this guy. What is he doing? Semi-truck hitting his brakes. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going the right way. I think. Oh, wait a minute. All right, it says I'm live. I made it to the, believe it or not. Oh, it's not letting me. Yeah, I want to stop.